all been around forever, and we've been through several down periods in the last 15 years. 10 years ago, we all went through the pain. We all struggled. We all hit rock bottom.
Right.
And I tell you what, I feel more of a connection with our members today because I can feel their pain. And it's no fun. But the most rewarding part is when you're helping them get out of that pain and have success.
There's no question about it. I mean, being in, and I think that's where we all came from, is we got to a point where we felt disconnected because we felt that we were experiencing more of the reality of the marketplace than what was really going on with some other mentors in the industry. So,
they're pretend experts, and that's what I get sick of. They're making these claims that they know exactly what's going on. They're not connecting with loan officers like us in the trenches.
They're not even around it.
They're not. And what's aggravating is going to a seminar and seeing them talk about originating a loan last week when you know good and well they've been out of business for 10 years.
Right.
It's frustrating.
I think a lot of these guys don't really want to know. They really don't want other loan officers to know their secrets.
Exactly.
That's what I love about us, loan officer success. We want to share our secrets.
I think it's important for us in our group to always stay in connection with each other. The best way to do it is to kind of live through the pain together with our membership.
To enjoy the successes and the pains is important. It makes us all human.
Not fun.
Not fun. No, not fun.
It's not fun, but I mean, life is about overcoming problems.
And there's nothing more gratifying than helping people, actually helping them succeed. There's nothing more gratifying for that. We've all been successful in our mortgage businesses, but it was kind of empty. I don't know about you, but I always felt like it was kind of empty. You can only go so far, you can only spend so much money, but the real value that I think we all identify is in helping other people, because it really exponentially rewards us. That doesn't really have a monetary connection, but it really makes things special for us to help other members succeed.
It's the balance that we finally found in our life. We've went through these pains and not sitting back and watching other loan officers experience those same pains.
Right.
We get to take what we've learned and share it with the rest of the world, and that's the most rewarding of it all.
And that just happened to me about a week ago. One of the marketing pieces that we've been testing the last year. I had a client call me, bring it in, and was crying because the story was so identical to what they're living now.
Right.
And that's powerful. And I know we all learned that just 4 or 5 years ago. Direct response, emotional marketing.
Have you ever had the experience? Because it happens all the time. Well, actually, I know that you have, because we talk about this all the time. But having clients respond to us and say, I don't know how you know this, but it sounds as though you are describing my life. And we get the same feedback from our loan officers, and it has to be the fact that we're living it along with them. There's no other.
Well, it's just like the experience that we all had, way back when. I know it's a kind of a wound that we don't want to open, but that's what's kept us connected to our borrowers, is we went through the same experiences that they had, and sharing that story with them gives them hope, and that's what people want in life, is hope.
Absolutely.
That's what it's all about.
I remember, when my wife and I were going through all of our challenges 10 years ago, I went and talked to our pastor, and he never experienced anything that we were going through, financial stress, and there was no connection there. I left feeling worse than I actually did, and I feel that today with a lot of people and a lot of the pretend experts in the field today.
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
It's funny, if you think about any support groups that are out there, whether it's divorce, support groups or financial support groups, it's all about people that have had that shared experience. I mean, what better place to take what we've learned or suffered through and teach other people to overcome it, because we just happen to be a little bit ahead of the curve. It's paying it forward, I guess, is the way that I look at it.
You think loan officers have pain of what's going on now with foreclosures on the rise and bankruptcies, but guess what our borrowers are going through? 10 times worse.
If the loan originators just realize that the market is driven by consumer need, they'd never want to leave this industry. This industry can be a really great industry, but you have to, you've got a couple of choices. You can either fast track it by joining a mastermind coaching program, or you try to figure it out on their own, which most people choose that path, unfortunately, and they end up flaming out when they had a lot better options if they just can kind of grab onto somebody's coattails and learn from somebody who's been through it also, and recently.
You just made me think, Ken, and I don't know if you remember 4 years ago, we were having breakfast, and we were talking about getting involved with coaching, which I've never been involved with coaching in my mortgage career, and I don't think you have either, but do you remember what pushed you over the edge to make that decision and make that commitment? Because I know if it wasn't for your involvement and my involvement and Jessica's, we would not be here today.
Right, speed. I wanted speed. I wanted speed. I wanted velocity of getting to where I was trying to get to. Right. I knew I could get there because I had some degree of success in marketing. Okay, but I wasn't able to get there quick enough, and my impatience made me want to join a coaching group. And if you think about it, I did it for everything else. If I wanted to run faster, I joined a running club. If I wanted to, get better at golf, I always hired, golf instructors. So why wouldn't it make sense in like a business environment?
Well, think about it. You're in Chicago. You're in St. Louis. I'm in Idaho.
Right.
And because of mastermind coaching, that's why we're here right now. We've now been able to share in each other's successes. Before, it was painful, maybe not so successful,
right.
But being a part of each other's lives and being a part of mastermind coaching is what brought us together.
Yeah.
I reflect, back the last 15 years, wishing I would have known 15 years ago what I know now. But thank God, we do have the education and been privy to that.
Yeah, it's always been troubling for me, really in just in business in general, is that everybody seems to be kind of their own separate entity, and they don't trust each other. They don't trust in mentors typically. They don't trust in other people that are in this industry. And a great example of this is like leads groups. Have you ever been in leads groups before?
Yes.
You get involved in a leads group and you realize that nobody there is really there to share any secrets, right? They're there simply to get, okay? And that's totally different in Mastermind Group, and we've been in several of them, okay? It really, in its essence, is about providing value, okay, and not being fearful of competition. Bottom line.